On the internet.
The outbreaks of deadly MRSA disease are increasing at an alarming rate. The largest reports are coming in from Mexico, Canada, and the United States. To visit the scene, we are going to Ethan in Mexico.
Hello everyone, right now we have an intense situation playing out. In Mexico, we are expecting 1,000 people to be infected by April 25th, 100,000 by May 3rd, and 1 million people on May 11th. By May 5th, we should expect 225,000 people to be dead. The entire population of Mexico will be infected on May 27th. Our experts recommend evacuation when 0.0078% of the population becomes infected, which is equal to 1 million citizens. This amount of people are expected to be infected on May 11th, and this is the same amount of people in the city San Jose, California. The equation y equals 111.8 times 1.34 to the power of x closely resembles our situation.
What's happening in Mexico is a tragedy. However, the infection rates are even higher in Canada. Let's hear from Emily in Canada.
Our situation is similar over here too. By May 5th, we expect 320,460,557 people to be infected. Before that, 10,000 will be infected on April 17th, 100,000 on April 21st, and 1 million on April 25th. The entire population should be taken over by MRSA on May 9th.
Wow.
So we are requiring a full evacuation of key government leaders at the infection rate of 15.33%, which is 5 million people. This amount is expected to be infected on April 30th. Our recommended evacuation limit is equal to the population of Toronto.
Thanks for keeping us informed, Emily. Now we're going to learn what's happening in the U.S. from Lexi.
Good evening. Here in the United States, we were hit the hardest by the infectious disease known as MSRA. By May 5th, we are expected to lose 41,277,657 people. Before this, 10,000 were infected by April 10th, 100,000 by April 24th, and 1 million by April 29th. The entire population is likely to be infected by May 9th. Before this happens, we are evacuating our important government leaders at 1.63% of the population infected, which is 2 million people. This amount should be infected by the disease on April 30th and is equal to the population of New Mexico.
Now that we've heard the situation unfolding in these three countries, let's bring in a professional mathematician to let us know what's going on behind the scenes.
All three countries use a database of 9 days in order to find the rate of growth for the equation. Once finding the growth rate, we plug it into the equation, y is equal to a times b to the power of x. Based off of the 9-day database, each country could find the exact numbers for each variable. For Mexico, the equation is y is equal to 111.8 times 1.34 to the power of x. For Canada, the equation is y is equal to 226.9 times 1.724 to the power of x. And for the United States equation is y is equal to 40.81 times 1.702 to the power of x. In the equation, a is the initial amount of time 0. The variable b is the rate of growth. And the exponent x is the time passed. When trying to find the days of people infected, we plugged in the amount of people into the variable y. In contrast, when trying to find the variable y, we plugged in the time of days after April 10th to solve for the amount of people on that day. For Mexico, the growth rate is the smallest out of all three countries. The United States and Canada's growth rate are closer in comparison. The United States growth rate being 1.702 and Canada's being 1.724.
The tragedy unfolding in all of these nations is very alarming. However, thanks to the reporter and the mathematician, we have a better understanding of the situation going on, as well as the math behind it. Thank you for watching.